The goddamn show is only 2.5 hours long, so we were already at the main event, which was the big rematch from WrestleMania between, I started to say Seth MacFarlane, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins, Seth Franklin Rollins, our friend and confidant. And I don't know what all they showed before this, but when they started the package, I started trying to fast forward. And I went 10 minutes until I got to the bell at least. So they had long entrances and etc. But did you watch this match, Brian?
I did.
Two guys that look like stars and look like professional athletes. It had a big time feel because they're pushed guys and the people were, it's a big building, it's a big crowd. They both can work. And that's the whole thing, is that this was a basic match and nobody was going to get fucking hurt, nor should they. And the people were liking it. And it's in a big building with a big field with two guys that look like stars. And that's the problem right now, is people look at this and then they look at AEW, and it's not just, in some cases, the real dedicated wrestling fans especially, they don't worry about the production value. They want to see the wrestling. But AEW looks like a flea market next to this. Talent, too. That's the biggest problem with AEW's perception, is not necessarily that they're not able to match the television production, because a lot of people understand that. It's that their talent looks like goddamn idiots compared to these guys. And that's a problem. Because except for their basic audience, the average person that they may ever try to get to watch the Max or the Cock or the Flicks or whatever, doesn't matter who it is, they don't want to see some local indie looking jackoffs that aren't as impressive as their brother-in-law. And therein lies one of the big problems. But anyway,
you know what the other big problem is?
Go ahead.
You want to know what the other big problem is? I think it's very similar to the WWE under Vince McMahon. AEW started disappointing their fans more and more.
Yeah.
And now there's a feeling that they're going to disappoint you. You're not going to get what you want. It's going to be a letdown. And that's what you need to turn around. It was easy for WWE. It was as simple as, hey, everyone, Triple H is in charge. And everyone kind of took a breath. But AEW doesn't have that. And when you burn out your fans, it's hard to bring them back sometimes.
Well, and, you know, it's not like that people, including us, but other people, we weren't the only brilliant prognosticators, hadn't been saying from the start, you can't just, people won't just love you for no reason forever. Yes, at the start, it's a crowdfunding thing. They want so badly for this to succeed. They want there to be an alternative. They hate Vince, the evil empire. He takes advantage of their favorite wrestlers. Now they found out that their favorite wrestlers, when they get a big-time job on national TV and are working for a billionaire, they're just a bunch of fucking assholes, too. You know, they've got all the goddamn issues with each other that everybody else had. But it's not all, hey, kumbaya, kids, let's put on a show in the barn. It's, no, fuck this fucking guy. He's not my friend.
And again, you have to leave the fans somewhat happy. WWE does that. Those fans are like having the time of their fucking life, and we know how much they're paying for that. They're paying a fortune.
Yes.
With AEW, you know, their fans look like they're walking out with their shoulders slumped.
It's like,
you're not giving them like anything they want, like in terms of angles, in terms of who's pushed, in terms of the matches, in terms of the results, the booking.
The WWE fans look like they're at a rave, and the AEW fans look like they're at a funeral.
Jeez.
It's just like they're resigned to their fate. Yeah, this fucking thing's going to happen again, too, isn't it? Hey, somebody almost got killed. More of this. But anyway, so they had a nice match, did Seth and Drew. They did the superplex into the Falcon Arrow spot, which is always stupid, no matter who does it. And lots of back and forth, some 2 counts, and finally, Seth got him with a surprise jackknife. Didn't solve anything. because it's a TV match, and why should they? Drew got some heat on him afterwards. And then Sammy came out trying to save the day, gets on Drew. Drew gets back on Sammy, sidelines him, turns back to Seth, and he's pickling him. Sammy runs. He's going to give Drew the big kick. Drew moved, and Sammy kicked Seth right in the mush. And boom, and then Drew backs. And now we're all... Because now Seth is going to be mad at Sammy. And there's another fucking natural thing we've got set up for the Royal Rumble. How is he going to react to this? So they really are coming close to... Everybody is still a babyface and a heel. But at the same time, they're coming close to giving even the babyfaces and or the heels legitimate reasons to be mad at everybody else. And even the heels think they're baby faces. This is deeper shit and more connected than one has seen in a while.
This is what they were kind of trying to tell us that AEW was early on, that everything's situational, no heels or baby faces, but it didn't work out that way. Here it's starting to become that way. Well, that's because it was a situation comedy, not a situation. But here, I mean, there were clearly Drew's a heel.
Yeah.
But Seth, it kind of depends on what he's doing and who he's working with. Sammy's a clear-cut babyface, but Rollins, you don't know. And again, the long-term tease earlier was Owens and Zayn, so we'll see what happens there.
But they got a lot of places to go and a long time to get there. They don't need to rush anything. This is one of the more amazing business turnarounds I've seen in wrestling in a while, isn't it, you? I mean, you know, they've turned around business before, but the product kind of still wasn't that great. But now the
show feels alive. The show feels alive. That's the thing. Like from the beginning of the show till the end, and now you don't even know when it's going to end. It just so happens it was around 2.5 hours. The last 2 weeks, it can go 3.5 hours. It's whatever they want. It feels like it's the happening thing. And they're paying a fortune, those fans, to go sit there. So it's not like it's just a working man going to these shows or anything.
Yeah, no, I think they priced themselves out of the septic tank pumping fan base.
It's hard times for anyone wanting to buy wrestling tickets at a reasonable rate.
Well, there you have that. That was the Monday Night Raw. I'm sure there were some things that I've nodded off on, but we got the main parts out of the way.